Hello. Hello. Hi everyone. Good evening to all of you and welcome to the class, and thank you for attending the class. Welcome to IMTS. I hope all of you are doing good. Asya, Rashid, Mamachin, Ashraf, Seher, Manu, Nixon, Shifal. Okay, great. See, I found this paper today, and it has today we will be discussing some case studies, right? Because compensation management we have already done the theory part. Now let's do some case studies, interesting case studies, right? So can all of you see the paper I have uploaded on the screen? Let me increase the size. Can all of you see? Can all of you see the file I have uploaded? Where it's written case study compulsory XYZ organization is a medium-sized company. Okay, great. Now, what I want from all of you is to attempt this case study. And let's see, it's a small case study, right? And after the case study, we have 3 questions as well. So let's see who answers all these questions. So we will read the case study together. According to the case study, XYZ organization is a medium-sized company which produces electrical components. So we have one company XYZ, some organization. They produce electrical components. The performance management policy of the company based on the principle of rewarding the efficient employees and churning and eliminating the incompetent employees. So they have the policy of giving rewards to the good employees, efficient employees, right? The reward may be in the form of promotions, money, increment in salary, anyway. And churning and eliminating the incompetent employees means that they have the policy of removing the employees who are not good enough or whose performance is not good. When the performance declines beyond the permissible levels, a warning is issued to him or her and is usually asked to explain the reason for the decline. So they have their own minimum standard of performance, below which if any employee performs, the organization first issue them a warning and a notice and ask them the reason for their poor performance and ask them to explain the reason for their decline. in the absence of any convincing reply or significant improvement within a reasonable time frame. Now, if the employee will respond to the organization and if the reply is not satisfactory or good, or if the performance is not improved within a certain frame of time, the company resorts to transfer. If the poor performance continues, his or her services are terminated after due notice. If the performance does not improve, the employee is fired from the organization. This is followed for all levels of employees. Now, this policy is for all the employees from higher to lower rank. With the current system, the company has succeeded in maintaining the quality of the product. So, with this practice, the company has successfully maintained the quality of their products, right? So, did all of you understood the case study? Okay, now let's take up questions. The first question: if you are the HR manager of the organization, do you see any crisis in your organization? Now suppose if all of you are the HRs of that XYZ organization, do you see any crisis in your organization? No, I want answers from all of you. If your answer is yes, then why? And if your answer is no, then why? Naveen, very good evening. Welcome to the class. Today we are discussing one case study on the topic human resource management, right? So this is one short case study and it has 3 questions. Yes, everyone, try to answer the first question. If you are the HR manager of that organization, do you see any crisis in your organization? Yes, as an HR manager, you always recruit new employees. Okay. But Monachin, recruiting new employees has, do you think it is correlated to the crisis? Hiring someone, how does it become crisis? What about others? Asia, Rashid, Ashraf, Manu, Nixon, Shifal, Naveen? I'm waiting for the response from all of you. At least attempt. It is a test of your analytical skills. How well you analyze this situation. Okay, Prabha, Miss Prabha and Miss Brennan has joined. Okay, Naveen, take your time. Renan and Prabha, can both of you hear me? Good evening, Prabha. How are you? Welcome to the class. Okay, so we are discussing one case study, Prabha and Renan. Right. I hope both of you can see the case study on your whiteboard. So just read it and try to solve the questions. Okay. Manu writes, yes, company's improvement by good employees. Their performance is the main achievement of the company. So if Manu, your point of view is correct, but you are summarizing or giving your point of view on the situation. Read the first question, what it is asking. Do you see any crisis in your organization? Correct. I don't feel any crisis. Yes. Very good, Naveen. Not only recruit and welfare of employee. Okay. So, right, they are just trying to remove the non-performing employees, which will not harm the company in any way, right? So there is no crisis. Rather than it will uh, it will make the company's it will increase the company's output, because removing the bad employees and then uh, hiring good employees is always benefited. Clear, everyone? So I don't see any crisis in the organization. Question number 2. Comment on the practices of the organization. Comment on the practices. So what all these things, these is scrutinizing the bad ones, and the comment on the practices of the organization, or the process they are doing. Is it right or wrong? What do you think, all of you? Good practice. Okay, correct. It is right. They are giving enough chances for the employees to recover and rectify the problem. Very good, Naveen. See, also give 2 or 3 lines of explanation. Why do you think it is a good practice, like Naveen gave? Right. So it will add value to your answers. Okay. Lakshmi has joined. Lakshmi, good evening. Can you hear me? So the practice which is being conducted by the organization is definitely a good practice, right? At the same time, they want to increase the efficiency of their employees, right? And also on the other hand, they are giving enough chances to the non-performing employees to make improvement in themselves, right, which is a good sign. Also, indirectly, the company is trying to make all the employees on their toes all the time, right? That whatever they are doing, their performance is being monitored, right? So the employees will become more cautious and work more sincerely all the time, right? So definitely it is a good practice of the organization. It will have an impact on the employees to keep working hard with sincerity. Clear, everyone? Management policy are very clear and fair enough to employees perform good. Yes. Good tactics, it can improve the performance. So all of you who are the managers in your company, you can also apply this thing. It's a good thing. Okay, next question. In case one of your friend who works as an supervisory need to be terminated because of poor performance, how will you tell this to him? This is interesting. Now, some of your friends are also in that organization, but he came to know that his performance is not good, and the organization is planning to fire him or remove him. How will you go and tell it to your friend? Or will not tell? Or will ask someone else to tell him? No responses. At least respond. Asiya, Rashid, Monachen, Manu, Shipul. No response. Naveen, Renan, Prabha, Nixon, Lakshmi. Okay, Naveen responds. Business is business and friendship is friendship. He had to be warned in the office, told as a friend in a bar, and if he is still not okay, he has to be fired prior to the company rule. Okay, good one. Straightforward reply. Okay. What about others? Baba, if I could, I tell to my friend politely about the situation. Nothing is in our hand. It's all the company's decision. Okay, good point. We will tell him to look for other vacancies. Okay, very good, Shiful. If I am a HR manager, I will directly regarding this matter to him. Company's improvement is the first preference. We'll tell him to improve. Okay, good point. Manu, very good. Anyone else, or should I proceed? So all of you have made valid points which are logical. That's good. Okay, let's proceed to next case study. I'm giving training. Okay. The next company, Shiful, which your friend will join, he will be given the training. Right. So Monachen said to maintain the quality of the company to excuse. Okay. Okay, fine. All of you were correct. And all of your responses are logical. Okay, next is another case study. Right. Can all of you see? A financial service company based in Chennai was involved in the marketing. Can all of you see that? Let's see if it has questions or not. Yeah. So it's a 2-page case study. Anyways, let's read it together. Okay, Prabha wrote, every companies need a growth. Unless if you don't perform good, no chance to survive in the market. Okay, that's true. Very good, Prabha. Okay, let's read this case study together. Second one. A financial service company which is based in Chennai was involved in the marketing of various financial products like investment and insurance products. It was also involved in stock broking activities, having around 5,000 employees in its 245 branches all over the company. How many of you are familiar with the stock broking activities? It means that purchasing of shares, selling of shares, and then getting some commission from each buying or selling transaction. That is the whole business of stock broking. So they have a base of 5,000 employees, right? So if 5,000 employees do stock broking or share trading, that is, they buy and sell shares, right? So they will make a good revenue out of it. Clear, everyone? So I hope all of you are familiar with this term, stock broking activities. Okay. All over the country, the company has attained the leadership position. The company has attained the leadership position in all activities undertaken by it. So in whatever things the company is into, like stock broking or marketing of financial products like insurance and investment, they are the leaders in those fields. They are on the top. Okay, Mr. Rajiv has joined. Rajiv, can you hear me? Good evening. Okay, so Rajiv, we are discussing one case study, right? So after that, we will be picking up the questions. The case study has started from here. A financial service company based in Chennai was involved in the marketing of various financial products like investment and insurance products. It was also involved in stock broking activities, having around 5,000 employees in its 245 branches all over the country. The company has attained the leadership position in all the activities undertaken by it. Even though it was a sunrise industry, the nature of the industry was such that it was more influenced by the market sentiment. So the company's revenue is influenced by the market sentiment. Clear, everyone? Till here, any doubts? This is the background of the company. Okay, now let's read further. The company was also a competitive paymaster in the industry. Right? Competitive paymaster means it pays a handsome salary to their employees. A very good salary which is competitive or more than the market they pay. The company has consciously taken care of the salary levels of various business divisions in the company as per the prevailing practices in vogue. The company could be classified into fixed and variable components. The fixed component had elements such as the basic pay, the HRA. HRA means house rent allowance, conveyance charge, which includes petrol charge or diesel charge, medical, and LTA. LTA means leave travel allowance for vacations. LTA means leave travel allowance. Leave travel allowance. Right. So these comes under fixed component. So they are the employees who comes under fixed component. Further, the company also rewarded its employees based on their performance, which could be termed as a variable pay. The variable pay ranged from 800% to 300% based on the performance and also the level at which the employee was placed. So the company also takes care of the performance of the employees. If the performance of the employee is very good, he will be paid around 300% of variable pay. In spite of the fact that the company was paying market-driven salaries to its employees, along with performance rewards. The employees did not appear to be motivated to the expected levels. See, here comes the problem. Even after the company pays a handsome salary and benefits to their employees, the company is not able to get the performance from their employees as per their standards or as per their expectations. The reason that came to the knowledge of top management were as follows. Now see, what were the reasons for the low performance? So till now clear everything? Any doubts? Okay, good. Now see, what are the reasons for low performance? Since several multinational companies also have been operating in the financial services business, the expectations of the employee of this company appear to be quite high. So the first reason is that the expectations of the company of the employees is very, very high, even beyond the company's expectations. Okay. Even though the MNCs throw the employees out when the market is in downtrend, it means at the time of recession, the employees show much inclination towards the MNCs as the salary appears to be quite high. Right? Even after knowing the fact that these multinational companies they remove the employees or cut down the employees to save their money at the time of recession, still the employees wants to join MNCs. Show much inclination towards the MNCs as the salary, because the salary of MNCs is very good. Indian companies do not resort to such practices with a view to provide job securities to the employees. Indian companies focus more on the job security. Right, their salary is not not equal to the MNCs, but they have a job security. Now let's read further. Today, the employees in this sector have ample opportunities in the BPO companies. All of you are familiar with BPO companies, business process outsourcing, and other multinational investment banking companies. The top management struggled hard to maintain its workforce despite the market odds. One of the major observations brought was the productivity level had not gone up in proportion to the increase in the salaries. Since many similar enterprises has been entering the market, the demand was on a constant rise for skilled or experienced personnel. The competitor was found offering over 50 to 100% increase in the salary for the individuals and poaching them from the established organizations. Now their competitors are also luring these skilled employees and ready to offer 50 to 100% increment in the salary from what they are currently getting. This made the attrition rate high in the entire industry. Clear everyone? So are all of you understanding the problems the organization is facing? One reason is their competitors are paying more. Other reason is that the productivity level has not gone up in proportion to the increase in the salaries, right? When the salaries of the employees increase in any organization, the organization also expects that the production should also increase. Number of units produced by the organization should also increase, but it is not happening. When the number of units production will increase, the company's revenue will be increased on selling those units. Then only the company will be in a position to pay higher salary, but that is not happening. That's not the case over here. Let's read further. In order to improve the productivity and to retain the talented employees, now the company wants to improve the productivity and also don't want their employees to leave the organization. The HR manager, after a lot of deliberations with the senior management team, after a lot of discussion with the senior management team, came up with an individual incentive plan. So they have made some strategy of individual incentive plan. Now let's see what that strategy is or policy is. The company sets targets for every individual to attain. This happens a lot in the marketing department. The target will be given and expect the employees to finish that target in a month's time or quarterly or yearly. The individual would be eligible for incentives if he fulfills targets over and above a particular level. The target would be reviewed on a quarterly basis, keeping in view the market conditions and various government regulations from time to time. The company made payment to the employees for their targets achieved for the quarterly in the 6th month. Further, there were a lot of weightages the individual had to fulfill to qualify for the incentives. For instance, in the case of a stockbroking activity, the investment products, the employee had to reach a given level of performance to qualify for the incentives. Now they are trying to motivate the employee by giving them incentives, performance-based incentives. If the performance is very good, they can earn more. The management has communicated this to the departmental heads to in turn communicate the same to the team members for wide publicity. Now the top management has also conveyed this policy to all the department heads of all the various departments and ask them to convey it to the employees of those departments. Okay. Clear everyone? Any doubts till now? Okay. So it's interesting case study. Now let's see what happened after 1 year. After 1 year, the management was shocked to notice that the productivity did not go up in spite of the well-publicized incentive scheme. Now, even after applying this scheme, what the company was expecting did not happen. On the other hand, many talented employees left the organization. Oops. So whatever they have thought of is not happened. They were neither able to retain the employees nor they were able to increase the productivity. This in turn plunged the organization into low productivity. As a result, there is a low productivity. So this is the case study. Any questions before we come to the question part? Is it clear to all of you? Okay. So it's very easy case study, right? All of you are aware of the problems the organization is facing, and whatever solution they wanted to try has not worked. Well, let's take up the questions. Question number 1, question A. What are the reasons for low productivity and high attrition of talented people? High attrition means many employees changed their jobs, they left the organization. Okay, Prabha, you can read. You can read this paragraph. You want to read from here in order to improve the productivity, Prabha? Okay, you can read. And others answer this question. What were the reasons for low productivity and high attrition? It means that many employees joined their competitors of talented people. What were the reasons? Why it happened? Rajiv says erosion. Okay. Could you please elaborate, Rajiv? Shiful says person problem. Okay. Low salary. Yes, very good. Okay, Manachan says many such similar enterprises had been entering the market. The demand was more for skilled or experienced personnel. Also, the competitors are offering high salary. Very good, Manachan. Correct. Labor market is very competitive and better opportunities are abundant. Okay, very good. Okay, Naveen writes job timing could have been more compared to the other MNCs. Maybe that is the reason why they got more pressure and stress. Okay, good point. Nazrullah says Nazrullah Khan says low salary. Okay. Any other reason you feel? Any other reason? Baba, are you done reading? Okay. Nixon says the competitors are paying high salary as a result. The talented and experienced employees and join the other company as a result. The productivity is reduced. Very good. Correct, Nixon. HR could not find the real reasons. That's the point. Yes. Very good. Okay. So all of you are correct and made sensible replies. Let's move to the next question. The second question says, why did the productivity did not go up in spite of the fact that the incentive scheme was well deliberated among the senior management team? Even after incentive-based, performance-based incentive schemes, why did the productivity did not go up? Excuse me. Yes, what will you write? The talented employees left the organization and joined the other company. Okay. The less competent, yes, Rajiv, very good point. But my side, too much disturbance in home. Sorry about this, I can't answer. Okay, Prabha, no problem. You can read the other other students respond. Okay, one reason I see is that what their competitors are offering. They are offering non-performance based salary, right? Those that 50 to 100% increment they are offering in hand to them instead of performance based incentive, right? That's the reason why the employees wanted to leave this organization and join their competitors. Don't you think so? They are welcoming talented employees without including the bar of this performance based incentive. The senior did not determine the individual target and not evaluated it. Yeah, correct, Nixon. And also there is no target pressure on the new company. Right. So all of you responded correctly. Very good. So any questions till now? Does anyone wants to ask any question regarding this case study? Or we move to the next thing? Any questions anyone has? Or is it clear? What is the conclusion? Conclusion I just told Prabha. I just gave my point of view, Nixon. See what the organization is offering to the employees is a performance-based incentive or the target-based incentive, increase in salary, right? Which is now see what happens in the organization. The targets are set so high that it is very difficult to achieve, right? Or the employee has to take a lot of stress to achieve that target, right? On the other hand, their competitors are giving them the joining salary without including the obstacles of a performance-based incentive or adding the target thing, achieving the target. There is no such scenario in the new company, right? Can all of you hear me clearly? Okay, fine. So, did all of you get my point? What I was saying, that the same employees are getting 50 to 100% more salary by doing the same amount of work without having the obstacles of achieving the target, right, or performance-based incentive. So they can work in a much relaxed atmosphere in the new company rather than working it in the same organization. That's the main reason they have left the organization, and as a result of shortage of talented employees, their productivity has gone down. Clear? So this was one interesting case study based on compensation management. How many of you like this case study? And how many of you did not like this case study? Okay, all of you liked it. Fine. Now, if you liked it, let's do one more case study. Okay. Since all of you liked it, let's do one more case study. Okay, I copied it from one of the websites, but still it is good. I don't know how many of you can see it. Okay. One second. Can all of you see the case study? Okay. Okay, let's do this case study together. Okay, let's do this case study together. It's not for these case study are not from any book. I found it through some resources, so I thought of discussing these case studies. Right, but all of these case studies are in human resource management. Clear? Nazrullah Khan? Okay, fine. Okay, let's read this case study together. No need to thanks, it's my duty to tell. Nazrullah Khan. Anyways. Mr. Bhatt, Human Resource Manager, HR Manager of IVS Group of Companies, approached the CEO on 30th March 2007 and apprised him of the absence of Mr. Ajay Vaid, Assistant Accountant in the Corporate Finance Department, for the past 1 month and requested him to approve the show cause notice to be saved to Mr. Ajay as per the labor laws in force. How many of you understood this first paragraph? Okay, Miss Meenu has joined. Miss Meenu, good evening. Welcome to the class and thank you for attending the class. Have all of you understood this first paragraph? Rajiv says yes. What about others? Mawachin says yes. Naveen says yes. Okay. So there is one person, Mr. Bhatt. He is the HR manager of some company whose name is IVS Group of Companies. Right. So this HR manager approached the CEO of that company on some particular date given as 30th March 2007, and this HR manager told to the CEO and apprised him, means informed the CEO of the absence of Mr. Ajay Vaid, assistant accountant in the corporate finance department. Right, so that HR manager complained to the CEO about this person, Mr. Ajay Vaid, that he is not present in the corporate finance department for the past 1 month. That from past 1 month, Mr. Ajay Vaid is not coming to the office, and requested him to approve the show cause notice to be saved to Mr. Ajay as per the labor laws in force. And this HR manager has requested the CEO to send a show cause notice to Mr. Ajay Vaid, and because they want to know the reason for him not being present in the office. Next paragraph. The CEO told Ninu, are we following? We are discussing one case study on human resource management. We have already discussed the 2 case studies. Right? You can review them in the recorded classes. Okay, fine. Everyone else clear? Okay, let's proceed. Next paragraph. The CEO told Mr. Bhatt, Mr. Bhatt is the HR. Now see the response of CEO. CEO told Mr. Bhatt, when Mr. Ajay has been absent for the last 1 month, your duty is to go to Mr. Ajay's house, find out the reason and solve the problem of Mr. Ajay, and not just to report the absence to me. Right now, CEO has asked from the HR that instead of coming to him and asking him to issue the show cause notice, he should have gone to his house and find out the reasons for his absence and tried to solve his problem. And now the CEO is asking him to go to his house right now. So see, go immediately to Mr. Ajay's house, find the reason and report it to me before 5 p.m. today. Now the CEO wants the HR to visit his house and find out the reason and tell it to the CEO. Mr. Bhatt, who is the HR, immediately left to Mr. Ajay's house and learned from Mr. Ajay's wife that Mr. Ajay has been in distress as he has been trying to mobilize rupees 1 lakh for the surgery of his sick wife in a reputed hospital in Chennai. Right, so this is the main reason for his absence, that he is trying to manage rupees 1 lakh for the hospitalization charges of his ill wife in Chennai. Mr. Bhatt could meet Mr. Ajay around 3 p.m. and both of them then met the CEO. Then the HR got the opportunity to meet Mr. Ajay at around 3 p.m. and then both of them went to the CEO. Both of them apprised the CEO the reason of the absence and distress of Mr. Ajay. Now both of them went to the CEO and explained them the whole case. Till now clear? Any doubts? Okay, now let's see what happens further. The CEO immediately contacted the hospital and informed them that the company will pay rupees 1 lakh tomorrow and requested the doctor to conduct the surgery for Ajay's wife tomorrow itself. Now the CEO, as a good gesture, right, he from the company's side, he has offered rupees 1 lakh to the hospital and also asked them to do the surgery of his wife, Mr. Ajay's wife, next day itself. The CEO ordered Mr. Bhatt to issue a check of rupees 1 lakh in the favor of the hospital and also pay rupees 1 lakh in cash to Mr. Ajay to meet incidental expenses as a grant. But as an as another good gesture, he ordered the HR to issue. It's not 10,000, it's 1 lakh. Yeah, sorry, 10,000. Sorry. Yeah, correct. So he asked the HR to issue a check of rupees 1 lakh in the favor of the hospital and 10,000 as expenses, incidental expenses as a grant. Mr. Ajay as well as Mr. Bhatt were surprised at the decision of the CEO, Mr. Ajay. At the decision of the CEO, right? Both of them were surprised because they were expecting that the CEO will shout at them, right, and will ask for the reasons. But the CEO, as a good gesture, helped them instead of shouting at them. Mr. Ajay became emotional and touched the feet of the CEO. Now, as a good gesture, Mr. Ajay got very emotional and touched the feet of the CEO. The CEO told Mr. Bhatt, "Problems of our employees are the company's problems. We treat the employees as human beings and members of the company's family." See, right? Right. So CEO has conveyed this message to all the employees through Mr. Bhatt. This piece of news spread in the entire company within no time and the employees felt highly secured. The productivity level increased by 100% in the next quarter itself and sustained over the years to come. Now see, as a result of one good gesture, all the other employees were motivated, which also reflected in the productivity figure of the organization. This was the case study. Clear to everyone? Then is it interesting? How many of you have CEOs like him in your companies where you are working? How many of you have CEOs like him? Okay, Nixon says yes. Rajesh is not for me. Yeah, well, let's go through the questions quickly. Question number 1. Why did Mr. Bhatt prefer to follow a legal approach to the problem? Why did Mr. Bhatt prefer to follow a legal approach to the problem? Yes, everyone. Why did they see what Mr. Bhatt did that after 1 month he contacted the CEO and asked them to issue a legal notice. He was right from his side so that he will be safe. Okay. Because Mr. Bhatt is not aware, yes, he followed the company's rules. One more reason is that because he is not aware of the way the CEO will react. He is not aware how will the CEO react to this situation. So to be on the safer side and for job security, he did the right way and he reacted in that manner. Mr. Bhatt is the HR. Nazrullah Khan. Meenu, what about you? Okay, next question. Let's also read the response because they have also given the answers. Mr. Bhatt preferred to follow a legal approach against Mr. Ajay for being absent from his job for the following reasons. As mentioned in the case by Mr. Bhatt, notice that Mr. Ajay kept himself absent from the job without being informed the authorities, which is not considered as a fair practice done by any employee as per the labor law. Mr. Ajay is working in an important department in the organization, that is the corporate finance. His absence might affect the performance of the department. On the other hand, remaining employees in the department are loaded with extra responsibilities as they need to share the duties of Mr. Ajay, which may create stress on them. Above all, if any legal action is not taken against Mr. Ajay, this may lead to a bad example to other employees, and among some of them may take an advantage of this. So this point is also correct, right? So that the organization has to set an example to their employees, because otherwise from next time also other employees also take this for granted. Hence, by considering the above said reasons, Mr. Bhatt preferred to follow a legal approach of issuing a show cause notice to Mr. Ajay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the 4 reasons. Which is fair? Clear, everyone? Okay, what we will do is we will take up the next 3 questions tomorrow, because I think you have your next class with Professor Garima after this, and we are already late by 2 minutes, right? So we will continue with the remaining questions tomorrow, same time. Okay, so thank you very much for attending the class. If anyone has any questions, you can ask. Thank you, Naveen. Okay, good night, everyone. Take care, all of you. See you tomorrow. Bye.